I swear I'll lose my mind battling woke culture. It's like battling the Hydra. You cut off one head and rather than two grow in its place, actually just one stupider one grows in its place. But it's never ending. So today's race day, I think we should have a trans day, a DEI day, DEI, just mispronounced it. We need a trans day and an LGBTQ day because they're not all the same level of specialness. We do need a diversity, equity and inclusion day. We need a critical race theory day. We need a climate change day. Or we could just all grab some common sense. And with common sense, and apologies I haven't been looking at the webcam, with common sense, we don't have to have any of those days. I knew that when the woke lost a particular one of its tentacles, that the others would fall apart. And they are, but they're doing it in a very dangerous way. Being in America, chanting death to America is not far shy away from a domestic terrorist, which I have been talking about for years. And the reason for that is critical race theory being taught in our schools. Now, I'll summarise critical race theory and people will tell me in the comments I don't understand it and I don't know what it is. I have its syllabus in England and in the US, so don't give me crap. I know that's the best thing you have to give, but just don't give. Keep it to yourself. It basically is, it's been taught in England as well. Whether they're still teaching it now, I think there's been a change of legislation, but it suggests history from a negative standpoint in relationship to race and oppression geared against white people. And it invented the words white privilege and white supremacy. So fighting racism with racism, it's not a good strategy. Strike fire with fire, fight war with, fight aggression with aggression. These are all strategies that lead to big casualties. These aren't diplomatic. You don't know the first thing about the countries that you're chanting that you support and we are, against you. Yeah, we are against you in most things. Most people are against the woke in most aspects of their culture. But critical race theory is not to be taught to children. And I'm sorry to anyone who thinks that can come and have a word with me about it. I'll explain it. And I mean in an academic sense as how it is probably the worst indoctrination of children, along with the trans indoctrination, which is soon to stop because of released files showing it didn't work as a system and the people in it were corrupt and dangerous and lying all the way through. That's WPATH. And now we've got critical race theory, which is just simply going through the more recent histories and showing how white people were involved in it in some way. And therefore all white people are racist, including they teach if you don't know you're racist, you are unconsciously biased or you are a bigot. You are unconsciously biased or you're implicitly biased, meaning that you are now held to account for your your grandfather's great-grandfathers and your descendants' actions, which at the time were acceptable. They're not now, but at the time they were. People were of their time. You youngsters need to know that people were of their time. They lived and therefore they got to live in a way that we wouldn't want to live now, but it was the way people lived. It would have been weird to be different then. You might have been killed for it. But if you want to talk places where you'd be killed, right? The only place where any person could live a reasonable quality of life would be what you guys call a cis-het male. So it's a cisgendered, meaning the same sex they were at birth. Het, meaning heterosexual. So I am. I'd get in. But most people wouldn't. The men would, potentially. Women, you'd get in, but you'd get married off or sold into sex slavery or given to someone to put in his harem. They treat women probably one of the lowest countries on earth for that. So that's 50% of you. And then the whole LGBT community would be instantly put to death. So I don't know why you're chanting for pro-Hamas, pro-Iranian stuff when those countries would have you killed as a matter of urgency. They wouldn't let you get off the beach. So honestly, you're digging your own graves here. You've got to stop. But stop teaching it to the kids now. Because we don't want to keep having to re-educate them. It's getting frustrating. And I think everyone who's had that experience knows what I'm talking about. I'll leave it there. If you liked it, subscribe and share. If you didn't, that's my kitten, by the way. So just go up on my lap. If you didn't, then you've already gone. So, have a good day and I'll speak to you soon.